Usually the time when it's really silent is at nighttime, so this is the best time for me to record whisper videos. I've been listening to Aurora Whispers nowadays, and she has a video about 20 random facts. And in the video, in the beginning, she talks about her travels to Scotland and Portugal. So I was inspired to make up my own list of facts, but I decided to make it a kind of a country fact or a travel facts video about myself. I don't think I've traveled a lot. There are people who travel a lot more than me, but I think compared to my friends, I have been to a lot of countries. I don't even know if I could count how many I've been to. I haven't been to North or South America or Africa, but in Europe I've traveled to a lot of countries. So I don't know how many facts I can gather because I'll just think about them right now. So the first fact is the only time I have ever lost something was in Poland. Actually, I didn't lose anything, but someone stole my wallet. We were in Warsaw for a European Union gathering when I was 16, and my mom always told me to not put all of my money in my wallet, but keep it in. So keep half of my money in another place in case someone might steal my wallet. And when I've arrived to Warsaw, a few of my friends and I went on a little sightseeing tour of the city, and there was a bike race that day, and we were walking around in the city enjoying ourselves. And when we were on our way home on the bus, because of the race, at one time the bus abruptly stopped and all the people fell on each other like dominoes. And I had this little fanny pack, and my wallet was inside the fanny pack, and my wallet is usually very thick, so it was very hard to get the wallet out of the fanny pack. But somehow this guy who was standing next to me could get my wallet out. I thought he leaned on me because of the abrupt break, but actually he took my wallet out, and at the next stop he got off the bus. So I immediately realized that my wallet was stolen, but by the time I got off the bus I couldn't see this guy anymore. So we went back to the hotel, and I phoned my parents and cried. And for 1 week, every night I was dreaming, I was reliving the situation in my dreams, and I was thinking about how I would have beaten up the guy. And one day before I went home, they phoned our hotel from the police station, and what happened is this guy took the money out of my wallet and threw it in a garbage can, what is it? so he threw it in the garbage, and someone found it and took it to the police station. Oh, and I forgot to mention that all my ID cards and papers and documents were in my wallet. And so someone found it, and except for the money, I could get all my papers back. So it was kind of a happy ending, and it taught me never to take my ID cards and all my stuff with me when I go abroad. Apart from this, I don't hate Polish people or something like that. I know this can happen in any other country, so it's a memory that sticks with me. Okay, second fact. When I was in Portugal, I think I was 16 then too, or 16 or 17. No, actually I was 16 because that was the first time I've ever flown. And I've always been the type of person who hated watching these catastrophe films because I was always afraid that the plane might crash. And I hate it when people start telling me that planes are the most, the safest vehicles, and the typical sentence people tell me in my country is that the plane will not stay up in the air, so I shouldn't be afraid that I get stuck in the air. Well, that's not what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that it will come down earlier than it should or something. So the first time I've ever flown was from the capital city of my country to Germany, and then from Germany to Portugal. And what airline was that? It was Lufthansa. So it was a big plane and really nice quality seats and good food, and Lufthansa is a very good airline, I think. And I was sitting in seat number 2 or something, so really in the front. And when the plane started going really fast before it took off, I felt like I'm squished into the seat because I've never felt this feeling before. And when the plane took off, I felt like I'm going straight up, like not at an angle, but I felt like I'm going straight up. And I'm usually not a person who gets paranoid or has a panic attack, but I think I definitely had a panic attack, and I knew that I can't escape. I couldn't really wrap my head around the fact that I wasn't on the ground anymore, that below my feet it's not the earth anymore but just air, you know what I mean? And I knew that I cannot, just say I want to get off, because you can't get off. So I was totally panicking, and the guy sitting behind me told me to knock it off because everyone thinks there's a problem with the plane and we're gonna crash, and that's why I'm making such a noise. So then the what's the name? So the air hostess came, and she gave me a bag to inhale in, because regular inhalation relaxes you. So that's what I did. But since then I've flown numerous times, but I'm still so freaked out by the takeoff and turbulence. safety issue. And this one sentence just got stuck in my mind. And every time there's turbulence, when I'm flying, I always just repeat this sentence. Turbulence is a comfortability issue and not a safety issue. And that, for some reason, calms me down to a certain extent. But it also helps when I'm eating, because when I'm eating on the plane, I seem to forget about stuff. It doesn't really help that my boyfriend lives on the other side of the earth, because I have to fly about 14 hours to get to him. So he doesn't really understand how much I sacrifice for him. Maybe this is the third fact. Okay, let's see. The fourth fact is that when I was in Germany during high school, we had a student exchange program with one of the schools in Bavaria, so the southern part of Germany. And in high school I was really into partying and drinking, and we used to go to this German pub every night, and there were about, I don't know, like 40 people, or maybe more. Half of it were German students, half of it were Hungarian students, and everyone, you know, in Germany there are these huge beer glasses, and we really liked them, but in the shops it cost a lot. So everyone was like, okay, I'll take one of the glasses home, no one will notice. So every night when we went out, someone from our group would steal one of the beer glasses. And after a week, or maybe 1.5 weeks, they didn't let us into the pub anymore because we stole so many glasses. It's actually kind of an embarrassing story, and this is, I think, typical for my country's people, that we kind of shamelessly steal stuff because we don't have money to buy it. Yeah, so this was the fourth fact. Okay, fifth fact, which is also kind of embarrassing, but whatever. So when we were in Greece, or Crete, I hope that's the way to say the island's name. So we traveled to Crete when I was 18. No, wait, I was 17, because it was after 9/11. It was in October when we traveled there, and we were, Crete is not that big of an island. So from one part, from Heraklion to the other part of the island, it takes about 4 hours or 5 hours by car. So we went to the other part of the island. We were walking on the street, and in October it was still very hot, and I was walking down the street wearing black, because in high school I only wore black clothes. I was wearing black shorts and a black Guns N' Roses t-shirt. And we were walking on the street, and I noticed this guy on a bicycle going back and forth on the street like 5 times. really looking at me. There are other girls in our group who look a lot better than me. Like, I was wearing baggy clothes, for real, and tennis shoes, and I didn't look attractive at all. And all the other girls were wearing hot pants and sandals and whatever. And so we arrived to the beach, and this was a kind of a school trip. So the director, so the principal of our school was there, and some teachers. And we were walking on the beach, and I see this guy 10 meters away from us, and he's standing there. And he's showing, he's showing with his fingers that I should go to him. And I was like, no way, if you want something, you should come here. So he came there and introduced himself, and we started talking in English. He started walking along with us, and all my teachers thought that I actually know this guy. So we were talking in English, but his English wasn't that good. And we were walking along, and he started holding my hands. And I was like, what? You know me? I don't know. We met 5 minutes ago and you're already holding my hand. So then we had 30 minutes for ourselves to do whatever we want in the city before we meet up again and go back. So I sat down with this guy, but we didn't actually talk. If you know what I mean. So after that, he tried to persuade me to come back at night and go to a club with him, but I wasn't allowed to go back,